We're loving and hating and making scenes. Now we just see everything we believe.
Hello, what's poppin' YouTube fam? This is your boy J Muddy here, and I'm bringing you guys another deck profile, 6 Samurais. Now I know a lot of you guys actually have, been wanting this profile, so I'm finally giving this to you guys. If you guys actually want to see some test hands from this deck, let's go ahead and get this video up to 50 likes, and I'll go ahead and give some test hands out for you guys. But knowing this deck and looking at the profile and all that when I go through it, I'm pretty sure I won't even need to, because you guys can realize just how consistent the deck really is, how many searchers it has, etc, etc. I'm basically at about 1350 subs, and I have you guys to thank for that. Without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today, honestly. And, so I just want to give a big shout out to each and every last one of you that has, supported my channel, supported my videos and all that. And so, to show my appreciation, I will do actually, yet another giveaway. I want to, if we can hit 1500 subs before the release of Duel Power, I will be giving away a free box of Duel Power. And, yeah, free box of Duel Power for, when we hit 1500 before the release of Duel Power. That is April 5th. So we have a month to hit 150 extra subs. That's, I'm pretty sure we can do that. If you want to know how to enter in to get this box, go ahead and stick around to the end of the video and I will show you how. Anyway, with that being said, guys, this is 6 Samurais. Probably the best warrior, near pure warrior deck to date. Again, a lot of extenders, a lot of starters, a lot of searchers to get to what you need to get to. It still has a fairly decent win condition even without Rongo. Rest in peace, big guy. All this being said, enough of the talk. I'm just going to let the deck profile do the talking. Alright guys, so starting this bad boy off, we're starting with 3 Kaigekis, best starter of the deck. Now keep in mind, a lot of people are playing Effect Veilers and Friends and things like that, but it can also be a good thing to get those Effect Veilers and Impermanences out of the hand with this card, especially since your opponent may not be aware that there could be a potential Kaizen in hand, things like that. It's self-explanatory. You play 3. Any way to get twice old. Next, you got I think your best 6 Sam monster in the main deck is your Kizarus, because it literally gets access to each and every one of the other ones, with the exception of Kaizen. That is pretty unfortunate, but of course, if you want to get cheeky and play something like a Lair of Darkness so you can search Kaizens, then yeah, you're more than welcome to do so. Kaizens, because extenders, why not? This whole deck is Firewall, guys. That's another reason why I like this deck so much. Just the whole, basically everything with the exception of the tuners can summon themselves, or summon other monsters in some way, form, or fashion. Alright, next you got your beefy, juicy extenders. You got your 3 Shinais and your Mizuos. We play 3 of these because you want to see these cards. You really want to see these in your opening hand. You really do. Especially if you're going second, you especially want to see the Mizuho, so you can go ahead and start getting rid of some of those pesky cards, baiting out certain cards. Shinai adds a 6 Samurai from the grave to the hand, except Shinai if it's tributed. Not even tributed by a card effect, if it's just tributed, so you don't even have to tribute it with a 6 Samurai monster. You can tribute it by other means and get its effect that way. Alright, next we got the last few Sams to round off the monsters. We got the 2 Fumas, because if you open one, you really don't want to open one, but at the same time you need to. Based on the tech cards we have in here, you need the first one for your Summon Sort combo and the second one to make your second Shien. Grandmaster, I've honestly been thinking about bumping this bad boy up to more than 1, just because I want to see more extenders in my hand. and yeah, be able to play through more interruptions, and it grabs a 6 Sam from grave to hand when it's destroyed, which is always, you know, an upside. It's always a positive. Next, we got the new 6 Sam from Savage Strike. This one, when you normal summon or special summon a secret 6 Samurai monster, you can special summon this card. So you can't summon this off of your legendaries. You can't summon it off your Shinais, your Mizuos, your Kaigekis, or your Kaizens, or Grandmaster. You have to summon it off of your Fuma, Hatsume, or your Kizaru, which is 9 times out of 10 what you're going to be chain blocking your Kizaru with anyway. And last but not least, we have Hatsume. Oh yeah, also, this can also level modulate and type modulate by banishing the appropriate 6 Sam from the graveyard, and just matches stats. So that is something worth noting. Hatsume, we have to play it. I hate that it's a water, but you know, it's not the biggest deal. You know, banishing 2 6 Sams, especially summon a monster from the 6 Sam from the graveyard, is pretty crucial to some of these combos. I like it. If you open it, that's not very good, but you know, sometimes you can honestly make do. Alright guys, so next, that's it for the monsters. So that was 20 monsters. We're playing a 43 card deck, so we're playing 3 more spells than we are monsters, but the spells get you to the monsters anyway. For starters, one of the most broken spells in the game that's actually illegal, Gateway. You're not going to play 6 Sams without it, period. 3 left arms to search the Gateway. This is my personal tech again. This essentially adds 4 copies of Gateway. If you guys have seen my combo video, you can get rid of your hand after you summon 2 warriors on the field. Search this and activate this, and you're going to fill up your hand rather quickly. You're still going to have full combo because Gateway is just that strong. If you do open Gateway, then you can search your dojo. That's your next best one you want to go ahead and search out. This one lets you special summon a 6 Sam or Shi-In effect monster from the deck whose toe levels equal or less than the number of Bushido counters on this card, and every single card that stacks Bushido counters when a 6 Samurai monster is normal or special summoned. Doesn't matter where it's summoned to. So even if you're mirror matching, you're getting Bushido counters. So even if you summon your Fuma off your summon sorceress, you're still getting counters. You know, on the other side of the field, of course. Next, you got your Uniteds. It's never bad to draw cards. If anything, even if you draw like Garnets or cards you don't want at the moment, it's just more cards that you're for sure wanting to put back after you make your Saryu to Skuldred. So, yep. And it baits out Ash Blossom pretty nicely. So if you have combo, and or you already have, like, let's say the Gateway or something, yeah, this gets Ash out immediately. If you have the left arm and you really want that left arm to resolve, and they have the Ash, they're probably going to use it on this because they don't want you to draw 2. Next, you got even more search power. You got your smoke signals. Yeah, consider dojos and smoke signals just more 6 Samurai monsters, because that's essentially what they are. Even if you only have 1 Bushido counter, you can just dojo for a level 1 and still make your ice sold. It's still pretty good. This, unfortunately, does not search level 4 or lower 6 Sams. Otherwise, I could search Kaizans all day, every day. Yeah. But adding level 3 lowers is still really good because it gets you to your Kaigekis. If you have Shinai in hand, it gets you to Mizuo, vice versa. Yeah, this card is, yeah. Any less than 3 is a disservice. Alright, next. Remember guys, I did go over the combos in my last video. Left arm offering, as I said, if you resolve this card, you essentially are guaranteed to win the game. However, we all know that Ash is everywhere now because everybody has a structure deck, and I know a lot of people are, you know, kind of worried that they can left arm and banish their hand as cost to get Ash. So even if you had Call by the Grave, it won't do you much good because it's banished as cost. So my solution is obviously going to be Instant Fusion and Millennium Eyes, since when you activate left arm, this is on the field. So the answer to your hand trap problem is on the field and not in your hand. Now, to do your left arm plays, you need to banish at least 2 cards as cost. And if you're starting with a 5 card hand, guys, 2 of those cards are going to be 2 warriors to access your Eye Sold. Left arm is going to be a 3rd one. So if you activate Instant Fusion, you're down to 1 card. But, you know, if you summon your Eye Sold and you search, let's say, Kaigeki on summon, you know, you now have 2 cards again. You can play your Instant Fusion from Millennium Eyes. You have your 2. You can still resolve your left arm. Not only that, but it serves as a body on board that just baits out that you can just use to go into Saryuja. So you can keep this on the board until you make Saryuja, and the skull is gonna be chain blocked anyway. So even if they did have Ash, they're not gonna be able to play it. Period. So that's how that goes. Anyway, on to some more spells. We got Rhoda, and we have the rank up for our win con. You know, because we don't want our opponent to play the game because we're playing a rogue deck. If you're playing a rogue deck and your opponent's playing the game, you're probably going to lose. And the last of the spells are 5 equips. We got our Phoenix Blade, our Diff DDR. DDR is probably the best extender in this deck in particular because of your Hatsumes and all that other good stuff. Autonomous Action Unit, hand traps, of course. Hand traps are level 3s, so you can use those to go into your Rebarian Shark. That's actually a very, very viable interaction there. Overdone Burial. I mean, if you just decide to search a Grandmaster, you can revive anything. And last but not least, this Noble Arms, because we don't want to deal with back row, period. We don't want to deal with that stuff, so if we activate this against Salad Boys, they're going to have to do something about it. Otherwise, we're just going to make Eye Sold, and we're going to chain block. And yeah, that's not going to be pretty. So that's it for the main deck, guys. On to the extras. We have 2 Eye Solds and a Summon Sword. You gotta play 2 Eye Solds because, again, Effect Veiler is, highly being played now because people want to get around chain blocking. They really do. So if you have a way to put 3 warriors on the board before you make Eye Sold, people will drop Effect Veiler or Infinite Impermanence on the search effect because it negates all of the effects for the entire turn, so it's safe for them to drop those cards. So this is why you have a second Eye Sold, because if they drop a Veiler on the search, you need to be able to make another Eye Sold and, still send 4 equips and, just keep playing. And we have Summon Sorceress because, yeah, it's Summon Sorceress. You need it for the combo. We don't have any Nightmares in the deck, actually, and, there's a good reason for this. But first off, I'm going to go with fusions. Of course, Millennium Eyes is one of those set fusions, but we also have the Secret Six Samurai Rihan. We play this over the Nightmares because, for one, you're only making the Nightmares to out certain threats, but the problem with that is in a deck like Six Samurai, to where you really want to keep your warriors on the field, making those Nightmares only for them to get negated won't do you much good in the long run, and so you're actually doing more harm than good if you're playing a Six Samurais deck and going into Nightmares before you make your Eye Sold or any of that other stuff, because you have nothing to tag out into Mermaid. You have no way to open up zones if you make a Phoenix or Cerberus. And not only that, but if you're under a rivalry of Warlords, you're not going to be able to, even make those cards in the first place because the whole deck is Warrior. This gets around that. This gets around, goes into rivalry. For those of you who don't know what this does, you can contact fuse this card with 3 Six Samurais with different attributes. Once per turn, you can banish a 6 Sam card in your hand or face up on the field. Well, yeah. And then you can target a card on the field and banish it. So this removes any monster or spell or trap, and of course if a 6 Sam you control will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can banish this from the grave. So that's something to know. Again, it gets around rivalry. It's a 6 Sam monster, so it stacks with Shudo counters if you have a gateway. Again, if you were making Nightmares, if you're having to make Nightmares and it's going to get negated, chances are you're not going to play in the first place. Rihan just gives you a better shot at it. We got to play 2 Xian because we could easily put out 2. Very, very easily, especially in formats like this that are playing a lot of spells and traps. You also want these to protect your Utopic Zexal. In the combo, as I showed you, I've made 2 with Zexal. So that's it for the Synchros. Next, we got the XCs. We got Levier. You need this to get you out of those sticky situations. Banish, using Hatsumes to banish things, summoning things like Kizaru, make Levier, summon more banished things, and essentially just fix your awkwardness and just set, you just set up. And you need this because you need to legally stack your deck. You need to legally stack that rank up on the top and chain block for your Saryuja so you can go ahead and just draw it. Next, you have your Utopia package. We got 3 because we want Utopic Zexal to not only have as many effects as need be, but you want to be able to reliably push for a game on the next turn if your opponent decides to just start picking cards and playing defense. And the last of the extra deck, we got Saryuja because you need it. Borreload because, again, if you're able to make Nightmare Phoenix or Cerberus or any of that other stuff, you'd be better off just making Isolde and doing some chain blocking shenanigans. You're better off just being able to just do a tiny bit of extension and just make Boros instead, and that would take you a much further. It would just take you much further down the road than the Nightmares would, in my personal opinion. Also, Boral Sword, because if this deck goes second, you can easily make this card, of course. And we all know when Boral Sword hits the field, somebody is losing the game that turn. Alright, that's it for the extra deck, guys. Side deck time. We got Naturia Beast and Barkion. These are incredible because 6Ms can easily put it out. We're not playing Kagemusha, we're not playing Elder. Man, I really wish I had the space for Elders and Asceticisms in the side deck for just extenders, but 15 card side decks, guys. So we're also side decking a Shion Squire to consistently make both of these if we need to. So if again, Dojo can summon this out from the deck. Gateway cannot search this, but it can summon this from the graveyard because it does say target a Shion effect monster by removing 6 counters in the graveyard and special summon it. This card, if you have access to Gateway and you have like any other extender, let's say if you have access to if you have like a Dojo or something to summon this out, then you can do your regular plays. If you already have access to Shinai, then you can summon this out with Summon Sorceress and you're good. So if you have your Gateway or whatnot, you can easily make both of these because you're going to Grandmaster into this one and you're going to Kaizen into this one, on top of being able to make your S0 Utopic Zexal. Next, we got our Amazoness Archer because if we're in a situation, if our hand is looking really spicy, and we did actually somehow manage to open, let's say just the stones, then you can just go for an FDK. If you have the infinite Bushido counter loop, you could go for the FDK and just summon this off of Isolde, but it also just allows you to win in time. So sometimes, if you have the combo, the infinite counter loops, then you can just outright win the game with the Archer. Of course, Pankratops, True Nades, we don't like back row. Reboot, we don't like back row or Floodgates. And the last 3 side decks is actually going to be 3 Ghost Bells. We play the Bells because we don't want to get our stuff hit with Call by the Grave. Not only that, but we don't want to play against Salads. We don't want, our Salad opponents to grab that Roar back from the graveyard. We don't want, Kagari's doing their thing, If you hit a Thunder Dragon Hawk in a Thunder build, you're in a pretty good spot. You slow them down immensely. Sometimes they could just outright win you the game if you actually manage to Bell a Hawk. Sometimes that alone is just good game. I feel like in this deck in particular, based on its weaknesses, Bell is the card that you want to have over things like Droll and whatnot, because, against a Thunder Dragon board, I mean, the deck can play, you know, through a Hot Red Dragon Abyss and a Zombie Stein, because again, the deck is Firewall Dragon entirely. So, you know, you don't have to worry about that there, but, you know, everything else in the game that's like really problematic, you know, you want to deal with those, so you play the bells. So, alright guys, that is it for the profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and again, you know, I'm so proud of each and every last one of you for supporting me in the channel. And so, to enter in on this, you know, giveaway for the Duel Power Box before April 5th, first off, you do have to be subscribed to the channel. Just go and put that out there. I will be watching. And lastly, go ahead and comment down below. Let's go ahead and comment Infinite Impermanence, because I'm pretty sure that is the reason to buy Duel Power, because a lot of people are going to want that card. Every other card has had a reprint except Infinite Impermanence, so yeah. To enter the Duel Power, be subscribed to the channel and comment Infinite Impermanence down below, and you will be entered. And you know, when we hit 1500 before April 5th, you know, somebody will be getting that box. So with that being said, from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you for all the support, love, and feedback, and all that good stuff. Again, if you want to see test hands for this deck, let's get this video up to 50 likes, and I'll go ahead and do that for you. So, with all of that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Jade Money, and I am signing out.